you decided to go in and get it taken care of the right way. I wouldn't want you to sell your tomorrow for a quick today. In other words, taking the easy way out right now because it satisfies you right now, and then suffering in the long term.
I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And if I sound a little bit funny to you, I'm having a bit of a bout with the laryngitis, I think. I have been doing a lot of filming here in a short amount of time. And I just think my voice is really having a hard time keeping up. And so I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm just kind of beating up my voice. I film from sunup to sundown. I film for 6 days in Salt Lake City, and I'm on podcasts as a guest all the time. I'm always recording these kind of podcasts for you, for my own Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, and sometimes my voice just can't keep up. I'm always talking. I'm always running my mouth. You probably knew this about me. You're probably not surprised to hear this. But I'm just too excited. I love this podcast. I love coming to you. In fact, I'm not the only one who loves it. I just got a great review from Bozzmu, Bozzmu, and he gives the podcast 5 stars. And he says, wow, great podcast. If you're looking to drop some weight and you're ready to own your journey, this podcast will help guide you. Use this with the Code Red Lifestyle to hear some hard truth and get to work. I love that. Also got another review, 5 stars, called Love, Love, Love at the top. And it says, great podcast to keep you motivated to make changes in your life for a healthier you. Thank you for that, guys. I love when you rate and review the podcast. We've got 4.9 out of 5 stars, 664 ratings so far. Please keep them coming. I would love to find a 1-star rating and find out what the heck they said. I'm kind of scrolling through here right now trying to look, but it's not coming up. I would read it. I would read it for you guys. I really would, but it's not coming up. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. We're talking about don't sell your tomorrow for a quick today. I did a video on this here recently, and it went over really well. And I totally wanted to do a full podcast on it because it is an incredible subject that applies to so many different areas of our life. Don't sell your tomorrow for a quick today. So what am I even talking about? Well, I got this idea from the National Geographic, the Nat Geo series called Life Below Zero, and Chip Hailstone and his wife Agnes Hailstone. They're on that series, and they said Chip's brother got into a snowmobile accident and he broke his hand. The bone was sticking out. He opted to fly to Anchorage to have surgery instead of just trying to splint it or trying to treat it himself. And, Chip said to his brother, I'm so glad you decided to go in and get it taken care of the right way. I wouldn't want you to sell your tomorrow for a quick today. In other words, taking the easy way out right now because it satisfies you right now, and then suffering in the long term. This is someone who doesn't play the long game, is someone who sells their tomorrow for a quick today. How many of you guys are living in this Amazon Prime society? Me, I am absolutely, I fall victim to kind of expecting things Amazon Prime fast. And we've done a podcast on that called Amazon Prime Weight Loss. And that's something, you can look that up. That's something different. But I'm not a person to sell my tomorrow for a quick today. I have learned patience in my life. There are a lot of things that this can apply to. Weight loss, yes, of course, weight loss. But what other things does this apply to? debt, getting out of debt? How about getting your college degree? How about cheating on your spouse or cheating on your partner? People that want it now, and they're willing to sacrifice the future in order to get it now. If you have $100,000 in credit card debt, I have been there before. I don't think I had quite 100 grand, but back in the day, man, I get it. I mean, I remember, I don't think Abe Jackson, and he doesn't mind me mentioning his name because I actually dedicated my book to him. Abe Jackson was the bank manager at U.S. Bank at 17th and State. Abe, I know you remember this because I still talk to you. 10 years ago, I walked into his branch. And let me give you some context here. I didn't always have bad credit. I'm not somebody who manages my money poorly. I have always grown up managing my money very well. My parents taught us good money management from an early age. And I paid my tithe. I put money in my savings account. I bought my first horse at 9 years old by making monthly payments to my neighbor. So I've always been very good at managing, but like so many of us do, I got into a marriage when I was 18 years old, and we split up because the guy was beating me up and he was awful. He was just, he was and is an awful human being. And he let a car he took a car, I took a car, he let the car get repossessed. That was on my credit. So right off the bat at 19 years old, I had a repossession on my credit. I had credit cards that had gone unpaid. I had student loans. That's on me, had gone unpaid. I had put things on credit cards because I didn't know, I didn't have any other option at that time, not because I was trying to get a quick something, like getting into an apartment in New I'd put it on credit card, like that kind of stuff. So it wasn't that I was really bad at managing money, as I had no money and this was my only option. Take that for what it's worth. But when you get a repossession on your credit at 19 years old, that's pretty much going to set you up for misery, for the next 7 years, of course, as we know how credit companies work. And so we know how credit agencies work. And that was me early on, right out of the gate, leaving high school. My dad got me a loan in high school for my first car. And I made $80 monthly payments on that car. It was a Nissan Pulsar. You guys remember that car? You guys remember that? Yeah. I'm so sorry. My voice is getting worse as I'm talking to you. As you can see, I mean, this is what's been happening. And it's just, let me take a drink of coffee here. I really need to rest my voice. That's what I need to do, but I'm not resting it. I continue to film and I continue to record and I continue to get my work done. And so much of it is in front of filming. So I know how to make responsible payments on credit, but you get yourself into that mess with someone that you get married to that you wish you wouldn't have. And yeah, bam. That's why when my niece, Ellie, got herself into some debt, I immediately helped her out. I don't want to go into the details, but I didn't want her to get into the same mess. I didn't enable her, but I wrote her a loan so she would not have to get into the same mess that I got into. So fast forward, I had just struggled to get my credit score up for years and years and years and years. And I played that game of making payments and having high interest rates, and you can't get ahead. You can't get ahead. And I was in debt, and I know that feeling. And when I came to Abe Jackson, who was the manager of the 17th and State U.S. Bank branch, I walked into his office, his bank branch back in, 2011, 2012, something like that. And I said, Abe, I don't have a credit card. I want to get a credit card, but we take a look at my credit score and find out. And I knew I had bad credit, and I knew that that's not what I wanted, and I knew that it could be repaired. I just needed a plan. And he was the only person that knew about my bad credit, and I was so embarrassed and so shameful and so humiliated. And he said, Cristy, you can do this. You can repair your credit. You don't have to have bad credit. And he believed in me when nobody else believed in me. I mean, nobody else knew, but it was just me and him. And I stood there, and I couldn't even look him in the eyes. I was so ashamed. And he said, here's what we do. We're going to start off with a secured credit card. You're going to put your cell phone payment on it. You're going to pay it off every month, and you're going to start building up your credit. Well, I just checked my credit 3 days ago. American Express always sends me these updates from TransUnion, and I think my credit score was 824. And, that was a long time building up my credit and making good decisions. And all these, and it happened. I pulled myself out of that despair. So let me tell you, I know what it feels like to be in credit card debt, that despair, that hopelessness. But when you get yourself a second job and you commit to paying off your credit card with that second job, you live on the income of your first job, and you use the income from your second job to compile payments to those credit cards. And you make a commitment to getting yourself out of credit card debt. You definitely want to set your sights on the long game. You don't want to sell your tomorrow for a quick today. By going shopping, which is so stupid, what the heck are you doing? Well, I'm just going to go window shopping. Number one, bad mistake. First mistake, you're going to go window shopping. First mistake. And you see a pair of Steve Madden boots that are in style and absolutely adorable and would work great in your wardrobe, $135. And you decide just this once, you're going to go ahead and put them on the credit card and make payments. That, my friends, is selling your tomorrow for a quick today. That right there is not playing the long game. That is that Amazon Prime, gotta have it right now. I'm going to go ahead and satisfy myself right now in the moment and sacrifice my future. Sell your tomorrow for a quick today. How about cheating on your partner? I'm sorry, this is cringy. I'm going to say it. How about cheating on your partner? You got a long-term relationship with somebody. Maybe you're in a marriage. Maybe you're in a committed relationship. You are committed long-term. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you don't. Maybe you share a house. Maybe you share bills. Maybe you share pets. Maybe you do share children. And you get you're on a business trip. Come on, guys. This is how it starts. It starts with just a little harmless flirting in the workplace. It starts with going out after that. Maybe you're a flight attendant and you guys go out for drinks with the, your flight crew. It starts with harmless flirting. And no one will ever know. And I'm doing quotes with my fingers. Those of you who are listening, no one will ever know. It's just this once. And it gets rooted, doesn't it? It starts to take root. And you start flirting, and flirting turns into sexting, and sexting turns into emails that are inappropriate. And then that turns into, well, let's just meet up this one time. We'll just talk. Again, quotes with my fingers. And that takes root. And you sleep with this guy, or you sleep with this girl, or you make out, or whatever you guys do that is your definition of cheating. And you sell your tomorrow for a quick feel-good moment right now because it feels so good and because hormones are raging and no one will ever know. Bull crap. Bull crap. Don't sell Do not give in to cheating. Do not give in to cheating. It is absolutely not worth it. If you are unhappy in your relationship, if you're unhappy in your marriage, then get out of that marriage, get out of that relationship, or work on it. But don't do that double fisting bull crap. Don't dip into it. Don't sell your tomorrow for a quick today. This laryngitis is really setting in, but I don't care. I want to talk to you guys about this. I don't care. And especially, I think the number one biggest thing that this is, the biggest, greatest example is weight loss. What do you say? What do you say? Everybody knows it. Say it with me. It's just this once, or it's just this one bite. It's just this one drink. It's just this one Hershey's Kiss off my coworker's desk. It's just this one piece, slice. It's just this once. And you tell yourself, I'm just going to have one cupcake from my 5-year-old granddaughter's birthday party. I'm just going to have one bite. My husband's having the Costco pizza, $1.50 for a slice of pizza and a Diet Coke. They make it so cheap. What the heck? They make it so easy. And what do? I'm just going to have a bite. So then you have a bite and you have a second bite. And then you say, screw it. I'm just going to go get my own and I'll start over tomorrow. And then while you're starting over, you've already had your pizza. You walk through Costco and you go ahead and have the Ghirardelli chocolate samples, the tiramisu samples, the ice cream samples. And now you've just gotten yourself into this hole, like you've already cheated, and you say, screw it, I don't care. I'll start over tomorrow. You've just sold your tomorrow for a quick today. And that is not worth it. It is not worth going through the Carl's Jr. drive-through and getting that. I don't even know the names of Baconator. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the Baconator. I don't know. It's just this once. I'll start over tomorrow. And so everybody says that because I've said it myself. I know. I'll just have a quick pick-me-up of a caramel macchiato and a cake pop through the Starbucks drive-through. I'll just do it this once. I'll start over tomorrow and I'll stay on the straight and narrow for the rest of the week. And you've set yourself back for a week because every single cheat sets you back for a week. When it comes to weight loss, you've got to play the long-term game. You've got to play the long game. You can't have something in this exact moment because you think that's what's going to make you feel good, because it does make you feel good in that moment, doesn't it? When you're cheating on your spouse and you're making out with this other person, in that moment, it feels good. When you bite into a Whopper, it feels good. It tastes good in that moment. When you slip on those Steve Madden boots, in that moment, it feels so good. You're so happy. And you'll say to yourself, I'll just pay it off later. That is so dangerous. I'll just pay it off later. Whether it be the boots or whether it be your diet, the weight gain. I'll just detox. Well, detox takes 4 to 7 days. You're not playing the long game when you sell your tomorrow for a quick today. I want it now, so I'm going to sacrifice my future for it. How many times have you said that? I mean, you don't actually say that to yourself. You don't say, I want it now, so I'll sacrifice my future. You don't say that. You're not being honest with yourself. And people say to me, I know what I did. I know what I did. I know what I did. Like, it's all my fault. It's all my fault. Well, you just saying that doesn't make it okay. But what happened in that exact moment? What were you really telling yourself in that exact moment? Because you weren't being honest with yourself in that exact moment. I'm going to have to pay this off later. It's going to cost me a week of progress on my weight loss. My weight is going to be up for a week. I'm going to have another month to pay this off. I'm going to be another 3 months down the road to pay this off. because I wanted that power tool right now. I wanted those boots right now. I wanted that piece of jewelry right now. I wanted that brand new truck right now when your last one was paid off. I mean, you can take this to all kinds of extremes here. So many times, so many people have gained and lost the same 20 pounds, and they do this whole one step forward, 2 steps back, because they're not playing the long game. And they're constantly selling their tomorrow for a quick today, selling their future, sacrificing their future for that exact moment right now where it feels good. And it just feels good for a moment. That's it. That's it. It's you married that person for a reason. You're in that relationship for a reason, because you guys were compatible, because you guys get along, because you're friends. You made that commitment together. Do you honestly think that guy that you met at the bar, or do you honestly think that girl you met on that flight is going to be a better choice than your long-term partner? All the history you have together, all the history, all the kids, the home, the pets, everything you've built together, you're ruining it for that moment because you could not stay committed to your relationship. You could not stay committed to your marriage. I mean, if you're unhappy, get out, get out, get out. If you're unhappy for the right reasons, but don't get out because this girl came along and she's got a great ass, as they say, as they said on the movie Heat. Remember? Great ass. Sorry, PG-13. Sorry. But that's what's happening. You're selling your whole future with your family, with your house, with your partner, with your kids, with your pets, with all the things that you've accumulated, the life that you've built for that one moment of feeling good where the hormones were raging. You're selling your whole future of being out of debt, of making headway, of not owing anything, of having financial freedom, because you just absolutely had to have that vacation. You had to have that coat. I mean, you had to have that ring. I tell you, being in debt is rotten. I have been in debt, and I have been out of debt for about 5 years. At the time I'm recording this, I was in debt and on food stamps up until I was 40 years old. And then when my company took off and I was able to learn abundance and practice abundance and make good financial choices and invest, and I got the help of people who are smarter than me, then I started accumulating wealth. And I've never been in debt ever since. And I've accumulated a goodly amount of wealth that I'm pretty proud of. I could retire tomorrow and live the rest of my life comfortably, just on the principle of what I've accumulated. I'm pretty proud of that. And I don't have any debt. I don't think Miles and I don't have any debt. We've paid off everything. We owe we owe everything free and clear. That's a great feeling, much better than putting on those pair of boots. My parents, we were raised on a ranch in northern Idaho, and my parents did not believe in debt. They did not believe in living and having debt. So all the money that they all the money that they earned went to pay our house payment and run the family farm. So we didn't get vacations. We didn't get new clothes. We got hand-me-down clothes from our rich cousins in Twin Falls. We didn't get new cars. We didn't get new anything. But I get it now that I'm older. My parents did not put themselves in debt for something that's going to end up in the junkyard. Because that's what happens when you go to a junkyard. You look at a junkyard's full of people's dreams. That junkyard is full of things you thought you had to have, isn't it? I have to have that necklace. I'm trying to think of something. I have to have that four-wheeler. I have to have that snowmobile. I have to have those new pair of skis. right now. Well, what happens? You wear them out, they end up in the junkyard. They end up in the landfill. The landfill is full of people's dreams because the second you drive that new car off the lot, it starts to depreciate. Are you doing this? Are you selling your tomorrow for a quick today? I would highly encourage you to stay the course on your weight loss journey, to stay the course on your marriage. If your marriage is having problems, get marital counseling or get out of your marriage. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Be honest. Be honest with your spouse. Be honest with yourself. And definitely stay the course when it comes to getting out of debt, because that financial freedom is like nothing I've ever experienced. It feels better than anything. I don't wake up with anxiety anymore over money. I don't worry about money. I don't worry where my next meal is going to come. I don't stand in the food bank line anymore. I don't have to have my parents overnight me elk meat that my dad harvested to keep me and my dog alive while living in New York City. I don't worry about those things anymore. I don't worry about my weight anymore because I paid the price early on and I did the work. Are you doing the work? It's worth it doing the work now. Don't cheat. Don't cheat on your diet. Don't cheat on your taxes. It's not worth it. Don't cheat on your spouse. It's not worth it. Don't cheat on your debt plan. It's not worth it. Play the long game here on all these areas. Don't sell your tomorrow for a quick today. I really enjoyed talking to you about this, guys. And I'm so sorry my voice is so hoarse. This laryngitis is really getting me down here. But I feel fantastic. I look good. I just finished a photo shoot. I'm just excited to show you new photos. And I love you guys. And I hope you find hope and healing from my podcast, Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. And I care about you. Come and join the Code Red private network in the Code Red app. We have no ads, no algorithm, no drama, no censorship. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need. All the YouTube videos, all the podcasts, all the daily inspiration, all the coaching, the 10-pound takedown, the home study program, everything. The events, it's all right there. My live videos, all right there. So I cannot wait to see you in the Code Red private network. We're completely off Facebook and Instagram. Anything you see on Facebook and Instagram, they're just paid ads trying to get you into the private network because Facebook and Instagram are in some serious trouble, you guys. Social media we all thought MySpace was going to be here to stay. We couldn't believe when MySpace crumbled and fell. And that's what happens to social media platforms. They're unstable. You can't rely on them. But this you can rely on. The Code Red private network is not going anywhere. So make sure you're in that network where you and I can get to know each other or we can spend more time together, okay? I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.